My dear children, this is the 7th module of Unit 3 SQL. In this module, we are going to discuss about the DDL commands which are deals with the tables. Here we are going to discuss the table creation without constraints. What are the constraints available in SQL? Table creation with the constraints, describing table structure and showing list of tables. How to create a table without constraints? The syntax is given here. That is, create table, table name, column name, data type, size, comma, the next column name, data type, size. You can give as much you want, that is the column name, data type, size. Before entering the column details, you need to open a single parenthesis. After entering all the column details, you need to close the single parenthesis and terminate the query with a semicolon. Look at the example given for employee and student. Create table employee. EMP number is the column name. Int is the data type. We can give the size for int, that is 6, 7, like that we can enter. If you are not giving any size for int, it can accommodate 11 digits that we already discussed in the previous modules. Then look at the name column. What is the data type of it? Nothing but varchar. What is the size of it? 20. That indicates in the name column we can enter one value with a maximum of 20 characters. Again the department column, then salary. So how many columns are there in the employee table? EMP NO, name, department and salary. Total 4 columns. So while we are entering the table creation, we need to enter the arguments like table name, column name, data type, size, and the next one is constraint. We can also give constraints with the tables. How to view the table structure? After creating the table using the create query, you can view the table structure by giving the query describe. Look at the command given DESC, or else you can give describe. Here the table name they used is ABC Limited. How many columns are there? Only 4. The field indicates the column names. The type indicates the data type of each column. Null indicates whether the column can have null values or not. The key indicates primary key, alternative key, like that key indicates normally primary key. Then default indicates whether a column having a default value or not. We can give many other constraints for a particular column. How to remove a column? The syntax is drop table, table name. Here the given example is drop table employee. You can also use a clause, that is if exist. Whenever you are giving this query, the compiler will automatically checks whether the employee table is residing in our DBMS or not. If so, it removes the table. Otherwise, it will give us a message indicating the table not exist. Normally, we will use only drop table, table name for removing the entire table from our database. Constraints of SQL. Constraints are check or a condition for a value which can be inserted or updated into a particular column. I will repeat the definition. Constraints are the check or a condition for a value which can be inserted or updated into a particular column. That means if we want to enter any value for a column, we can give a condition. When the value satisfies that condition, then only the programmer or the user can enter any data into that particular column. In SQL, there are 6 constraints. The first one is primary key. It ensures the uniqueness of values. That is, no duplicate values can be in primary key column. Also, the entry of the data is mandatory. That means it should not be a null value. We are not supposed to give null for a primary key column. A table can have only one primary key. Then the next one is unique. While we are comparing primary key and unique constraint, the primary key won't allow null values, whereas unique key allows null values along with the unique values. It also restricts duplicate values entry. Then the next one is not null. Not null will make a data entry mandatory. Null will not be allowed in a column which is having a constraint as not null. Then the fourth one, that is default. It allows us to specify any value which will be automatically inserted in applied column. If we not specify applied column at the time of data entry using insert. That is, it is normally given for an automatic value to be generated when the user doesn't give any value for a particular column. My dear children, normally primary key are used for the columns which are used for identification of a particular record. For example, the student admission number, student's roll number, student's register number, like that, employee number, product ID, location code, and we can give department code. All these codes can be used for identification purpose for a particular record, for a particular row. Then uniqueness can be given for voter's ID, Aadhaar number, like that. Or email ID, etc. Then not null, we can use it for address, name, like that. Default we can give for age. If you are creating a table of voters, so in that particular table, if we are creating a column like age, you can give the default age as 18. So if the user forget to enter his or her age, then the compiler automatically insert 18 into that particular column called age. Then coming to the next, check constraint and foreign key. Check constraints are used to give conditions. Suppose if we want to give percentage of the students who are all got A1, so it will check the percentage of the student must be greater than 95. Normally check constraints are ignored by MySQL. Then the next one is foreign key. It allows us to establish a relationship between two tables. The primary key column of one table should be a foreign key column in another table, or else we can say it as a foreign key must be a primary key of another table. My dear children, as we discussed in this module, that are DDL comments, table creation with constraints, that we will discuss in the upcoming module. Thank you.